It only took 7 episodes, but we finally got a Westworld this season that has people riding horses in it. Giddy up. Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Hello, homies. Welcome to Thumb Together TV. My name is Andrew Fantasia. Today we're going to be talking about Westworld Season 3, Episode 7, Past Pawn Together. As usual, if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and give some love to that subscribe button as well. Otherwise, terrible things will happen to me, and it will all be in the name of some grossly misproportioned AI's grand master plan, but we'll get there when we get there. After the way last weekend that I really was shocked that we didn't get any more Charlotte and, just some closure on what was going on there. We did get some Charlotte, and that's the first thing I want to bring up, because she calls Musashi, who is off in Jakarta, doing some weird shady deals. And remember, Musashi is also Delores, because pearls. Anyway, she calls him looking still pretty Tessa Thompson-ish, at least the parts of her we can see that aren't cloaked in shadow. That was weird. Why do we only see this part of her face? Why is she still okay, with eyebrows and everything and nice skin? What is going on? I have no idea. That was weird. That was probably my biggest question of the week. What the hell is up with Charlotte? Where them burns at? Now, as far as Musashi is concerned, he was in the middle of some kind of deal. He's got a briefcase, and he's all like, ooh, take this briefcase to a person. I don't know what was going on there. There's something happening that Delores is up to. She had some business in Jakarta. That's why he's there. Who's that briefcase going to, and what was in it? That's another big question. I have a feeling we won't find out this season. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But on his way out of this incredibly swanky restaurant he's dining in, who should waylay him but somebody who has experience in the Westworld Park getting waylaid? Clementine. I knew it, baby. Clementine is back, and she's ready for action. She's working with Maeve and Dragon Lady, whose name I can't actually recall, but I just call her Dragon Lady because her tattoo is sick. But Dragon Lady and Clementine, they tag team Musashi and his Yakuza people. They kill them all, I think. They're all pretty much dead. And Dragon Lady severs Musashi's head. Cool action scene, but I gotta say, Hiroyuki Sanada has been criminally underused on this show. Please give that dude more to do. At least his head is in the picture, because they dragged that head back home with them like they were Conan the Barbarian, which means they have a Delores pearl now. What does that mean? What are they going to do with it? I don't know. But that's going to come and bite Delores Prime in the ass. Mark my words. There was some confusion last week, but now I think I can safely say that the storyline happening with William and Bernard and Stubbs is happening just like a day or two after Dolores's. They are just a couple steps behind what's going on with Delores, because she's leaving a trail of bodies in her wake. Everywhere they go in this episode, it looks post-apocalyptic, but then I had to remind myself, William was interacting with people who were in turn interacting with Delores and company, so there's not a time jump, even though Westworld has now conditioned me to believe there is. There isn't. He's just a day or so behind Delores. They're trying to catch up with her. What they're going to do when they find her, God only knows. I don't even know what Bernard's endgame is, except maybe just to shoot her, I guess. On their side of things, we end things off with William just straight up pointing a shotgun in their faces. And I don't know about you, but I was really looking forward to seeing those three go on this bro road trip across the Mexican frontier. That would have been so much fun. I really hope he doesn't shoot either of them, because I really want to see this happen now. What kind of songs would they listen to in the car? The possibilities. Alright, those scenes were all well and good, but Past Pawn is not really about any of those people. No, Past Pawn is about Caleb. And Caleb's backstory has finally come to light, and it's pretty much as sinister as we've come to expect on a show like this. Just as we guessed last week when we saw the way Serac's rehabilitation center looked, we pieced together that, it looks like Caleb has been there, according to some of the flashes we get, and sure enough, he has. His past, at least details of his past, have been fabricated by this weird reprogramming hypnosis therapy that Serac puts all these outliers through. And for me, this part of the episode was the most complicated to wrap my head around, but essentially, here is Serac's plan the way I understand it. So, this facility in Sonora, Mexico, where they do their hypnosis rehab shtick, this houses Solomon, the AI precursor to Rehoboam. Solomon is not as advanced as Rehoboam, it's like the earlier model. Anyway, Solomon is trapped in this old, defunct rehab center, and this is where the outliers are sent. The outliers are the ones that didn't really fall under Rehoboam's grand plan for world domination. They're the ones who threw a wrench into all of its calculations. Caleb is one of these outliers, so is William. So what Serac does is he orchestrates things so that these outliers are constantly sent into high-risk sectors, i.e. war, which is exactly where Caleb ended up. Caleb went to war, and when he came back, sure enough, he had PTSD, so he had to go to therapy. And hey, Serac's like, I've got a therapy center. Step into my office, please. And this therapy center mishmashes his brain, makes him believe what they want him to believe, and gets him working for them through that app that we saw Caleb using in the pilot. That app is all part of Serac's people. They use the app to get outliers to unknowingly hunt other outliers, kind of like a sleeper agent situation. Why is Serac doing this? Well, his brother was a schizophrenic, and that made him an outlier too. So Serac has this huge facility underneath Sonora, Mexico, where all of the outliers who didn't pass the hypnosis therapy, which is a lot, 9 out of 10, are frozen in some kind of cryogenic stasis. One of those people is Serac's brother. He wants to find a cure for the outliers. He wants them to fit into Rehoboam's massive grand plan so that he can wake his brother up and they can be together again. What a messed up family. Holy crap. Now, what does the future hold for Caleb? I'm not 100% sure, but as Bernard tells Stubbs, Delores is all about being poetic. She's not looking to work together and be BFFs with Caleb. She's looking to use Caleb to make him, a human being, be the one who destroys the human race. Caleb was used by Rehoboam, used by Serac, and is now going to be used by Delores. He is the passed pawn. Now, once per season on Westworld, Delores and Maeve end up meeting and exchanging some usually not very kind words, and this was the most explosive meeting yet. They finally crossed blades. This was a fight that we've been looking forward to, I want to say, since season 2. We kind of felt that this was a brewing, and season 3 was all about getting these two in a room together so they could SmackDown versus Raw, whatever. I don't know what you wrestling kids say these days, but SmackDown versus Raw was a thing, right? Yes, Delores finally fought Maeve. This is the first of what I assume are going to be several fights, because it did end in kind of a draw. I will say this though, considering Maeve had that huge helicopter drone thing as her backup and Delores was just all by herself, I think Delores did a tremendous job holding her own during the fight. I say we give her a great big hand. Ooh, too soon? Yeah, I don't know what the bullets on that helicopter thing are made out of, but they blew off Dolores' hand like it was made out of candy cane. Ouch, baby. Can the robots grow that shit back? I don't know. Probably. They probably got away, but until then, Delores is like a broken G.I. Joe. And had she not hit that EMP, she probably wouldn't have made it out of there alive. But as it stands, Delores and Maeve are now knocked unconscious by the EMP. So is Solomon. So is that entire facility. And since that facility was powering all of those cryogenic frozen people, I don't know if they're going to be frozen for much longer. Which leads me to one of three options. Either they're fine and they're going to remain frozen somehow, they're dead because their stasis pods have broken, or they're all going to wake up, be pissed off, and Delores has herself a grand army. Either way, the season finale next week is going to be a doozy's not a strong enough word. I'm going to go with hootenhanny. But that is Westworld Season 3, Episode 7, Pass Pawn. I'm Andrew Fantasia. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I will see you here next time, and until then, adios.